Hey folks, boy did I get a good haul of stuff. Well, I didn't get all this at once actually. I got this a couple of weeks at a time from a friend of mine who's cleaning all the non-audio related stuff out of his storage unit. And as he finds TV related stuff, he gives it to me because he has no use for it, and I'm just getting into the hobby, so good friend, very good friend. Now, you may remember our last subject, right over there, was a TV. So, what I managed to get here was a bunch of equipment related to TVs, along with a radio. So I just wanted to show you guys this haul I got and talk about some of the equipment, because I think some of it's really cool. Let's start with what's in front of us, right? A flyback transformer and yoke tester. This would be very useful because you could get an old TV somewhere. If the flyback transformer or the yoke are bad, it's basically not even worth picking up the TV or working on it at all. So having one of these on hand is really good, and it just takes your typical sort of banana plug test leads. It's got a lamp there. It's fully adjustable. That's the loosest pot ever. So you can check for continuity and you can check for shorts in the flyback and the yoke on a TV, which is really cool. And, you know, let's say you got a TV like the Zenith that I got, you know, a month or two ago, and you weren't able to plug it in to test it, or you were having really weird issues. You could plug this in, see if the yoke is good or the flyback is flaky or something like that. It's pretty cool. Nice and metal as well. Okay. This is the other thing I got that I wanted to really wanted to show you. Just look how nice this looks. This is an Air King radio. Looks like it's from the 1930s. In fact, I know it's from the 1930s, actually. There's a date code inside here somewhere. There it is. September 10th, 1935 or 36. And as you can see, it's got tubes populated, so there you have it. I did take the chassis out and look at it, and somebody's been in here. The filter capacitor was replaced at some point. I have not plugged it in yet. I'm saving that for a video. We're probably going to bring it up on a Variac just to make sure nothing really goes kablooey. I can tell you that this radio is a 4-tube 30s AM radio, which means that it's really not going to have that great a reception because it's basically a TRF set with a whole bunch of gain in front of it. So if I pick up anything, it will be the strongest station on the dial, and if it gets that, I'll be surprised. But even if it doesn't pick up very much, it's still a very nice looking radio. It's a nice piece of Americana in my opinion, so, you know, I like it. It's neat. We're probably going to make a video of getting this working at some point. It's not exactly high on my priority list because it's AM, but I think it's pretty cool. We'll get to that at some point. Here's a Sencor. Here's a sweep circuit analyzer. It's the SS137 TV sweep circuit analyzer. And the sweep circuit is your vertical and your horizontal on a CRT. Oh no, this is the one that has all that bad foam in it. Oh, I forgot about that. Crap. Well, it's got a mirror with it, as you can see. And it's got just like, oh, God. Ugh. It's got paperwork with it. I'm not going to go through it because it's full of foam and crap, but I just wanted to show you what this thing actually does. It can check a flyback, just like the other one. Push to read horizontal output, so you push that and it sort of springs back. Or that's the oscillator output, not the horizontal output, I'm sorry. Vertical or horizontal. Horizontal yoke. Push to test the flyback. And what's nice about this is you can drive the yoke, the vertical on the yoke. And you can also, I don't know if you can drive horizontal, but it looks like you can, oh no, you can drive vertical as well. So you can almost test the yoke and run the yoke off of this piece of test equipment. So that if there's some circuitry that's wrong in the TV, for example, you can just use this circuit sweep analyzer to sort of as a substitution in a way. It even has horizontal sync input, a horizontal hold control, and of course the meter leads go in there. So it's a pretty cool device. I just need to clean up all this foam. I completely forgot about that. I'm going to have to vacuum all this out of here. That's yuck. So let me put all this back very carefully. Oh, man. Old foam is gross. It's really gross. So that's a sweep analyzer. I thought that was really cool. You really don't see those that much anymore. There we go. And the crown jewel of what I got, in my opinion, is the CRT tester. It's a Sencor CR161. Look at this thing. It is in beautiful shape. It's got a setup chart. It's got a service manual. As you can see in this brochure or this service manual cover here, it has a bunch of CRT adapters here, which I guess I could make my own, but I don't have any of the adapters at all. So I'm a little screwed as far as actually using this device to test a CRT, but it looks in phenomenal shape. It is in great shape. So I bet you I could either make or find socket adapters for this thing. Hell, I might have to find a whole other CRT tester to get the adapters I need. I can just like find another Sencor someplace maybe, and that would be great. But look at this. It does color. It'll do black and white on the red setting here, but it'll also test color TVs. It's got short check lamps there. You got your VU meter there. Here's where you plug in your socket adapter, right there. And there's your life test, which just lowers the voltage a little bit. But look at that. Very, very solid piece of test equipment. Automatic tracking. I don't know what that does. But you can check for shorts. You can set the cutoff right there at the gun balance. You can look at emission. You can clean out shorts with a little jolt. And it also has 3 rejuvenation settings. So if you have a CRT that is a little bit weak, you could, or I don't know if it works on weak CRTs, but sometimes you can rejuvenate a CRT to get a little bit more life out of it, but it's really a 50-50 chance. Either the rejuve will stay or it won't. But the option's there. Now I can test CRTs, which is great. I just need to get the adapters for this thing. I have no clue where I'd find those other than getting another piece of test equipment. So if anybody knows where I can find adapters like that, let me know, because if I can make my own or I can buy them from somewhere or there are reproductions being made, that would be fantastic. Let's take a look at the service manual. It tells you what everything does, which is nice. Oh, I could just call Sencor. Who knows if they still exist. Let's look at the setup chart. So it's got CRT types. Like, let's look at these 19-inch ones here. Here's a 19 Van P22. So you'd set the filament voltage to 6.3, set the bias to high, and SKT to 9. So it tells you how to set it up to test the CRT, which is pretty cool. Want to take a look at that? You can read it. There you go. So this, I think, is my biggest score out of all this stuff, is the CRT tester. I'm going to definitely be using that. And last but not least, well, maybe not last, actually, I've got some more stuff, is this thing. Now, looking at it, you'd think it's some old typewriter, but then you see that it's made by Hickok Electrical Instrument from Cleveland, Ohio. This one is very interesting. So the case is in horrible shape, but honestly, I don't really care because it's a piece of test equipment, like all the rest of the stuff is. Now you look at the construction of this; it looks very like 1940s, early 1950s. But essentially, what this is a I don't know if you call it a universal video generator, but it's basically a test pattern generator. a really old one. It's a Hickok Model 660. It does white dots and it does color bars. That's it. So it's an early test pattern generator that doesn't really have that many test patterns, but it has a lot of interesting features. It has got a video output jack there. You can change the setting there for, I guess, negative or positive. You can do dots or bars. Bunch of adjustments and stuff in here. It's very, very open, very cool stuff. It runs on tubes, as you can see, so I'd assume it uses some 6GH8s and things like that you'd normally see in a color TV. It's got a big multi-section capacitor here that I'm probably going to have to check. It outputs directly through RF, so you can feed this directly to like the tuner of a TV and get your test pattern out of it. I don't know if it works. This thing's old enough that I need to look and see if there's capacitors in it, take the chassis out, all that stuff. But if I can get this working, this will be a very useful test pattern generator. And it makes me wonder if this isn't the type of generator that's sort of friendly to use on hot chassis sets and things like that. I don't know, since it's older. And, you know, it was built in the hot chassis era, so it might actually be made for that. I'd like to get a newer generator at some point, like a VG91 or or something like that that's from the 60s, 70s, 80s that has more test patterns than this, because I'd love to use the crosshatch and things like that. That would be really useful for adjusting convergence and things like that. So that would be really cool. So that's all the test equipment that I have. Next, we will take a look at another haul. Some of you might remember that Toshiba TV I made a video of where I turned it on and it just arced out in the CRT. Well, I still have the chassis for it, along with the speakers and stuff, because there's the flyback and stuff on there. But yeah, I still have the chassis for it. Didn't get rid of that. But what I got, the real haul I got, was I got a bunch of tubes. So many tubes, a lot of them TV related. So, and this box below is also full of tubes. I'd go through them all, but that would be a bit boring. But it's a good variety of tubes in there. I think there's some compactrons in there, maybe some 7 or 8 pins. There's even some early 4-pin tubes in here, as you can see. Some of which you use in old radios. Here's a 5-pin tube. I've got a bunch of tubes in here, so I definitely have some a nice stash now. I don't know how useful this stash is, but I got them. You know, why not? I got a bunch of tubes, so not the most exciting part of the video, but yeah, I just wanted to show you this haul I got recently. I've been very, very active in trying to get equipment so that I can work on TVs and make videos about that. I think that'd be really fun. So that's what I've been up to lately. Just sort of gathering equipment together to do that sort of thing. I think the first TV that I really want to take apart and work on is this RCA up here. It's a 1977 built set. I took a look at the schematic. It doesn't seem to have SCRs or anything like that in it. It's a straightforward, just transistorized TV. So it should be a good project to see what bad filters do to the picture and do the behavior of the TV, because I'm pretty sure that's what's wrong with this thing. It's probably got some weak diodes and some bad caps just due to age and use and things like that. So that's what I intend to work on first, is probably this TV. Not only because it seems like it'd be fun, but also because it's small. I can actually move it around, unlike the Zenith, which is like a 75-pound behemoth. So there you have it. That is a haul of a bunch of TV equipment. I think all this TV test equipment is really cool. I can't wait to get some more of it. And we're going to definitely have some fun with some TVs in the future. So, yeah, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to reach me on social media, my Twitter's down below. There's a link to my Discord server down below as well, if you want to check that out. And with that, have a good one, everybody. Ciao.